Hello everyone, we are solving Leetcode today, two-sum problem. Quite a popular one. So let's just jump right into solving this question. In an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. Okay, you can return the answer in any order. Perfect. Okay. So example number one, we have nums here as an array. We have target is 9. Output is 0 and 1, which is the indices of 2 and 7. And the explanation is here. Perfect. It's pretty straightforward. We have this array here. We need to find those two numbers that add up to 9. Okay. Same goes here. 3 to 4. The target is 6. We need to find two numbers that add up to 6. That's 2 and 4. And we need to essentially return their indices. Okay, that's okay. That's completely okay. If we found out the number, then we can always find out the indices. That's completely okay. All right, so as a beginner, what should we think first? How should we solve this question? How should we approach this question? Okay, so the first thing that comes to my mind is what we can do is we can just um, select one element. So you can select two, and we can just go on and check in the rest of the array whether adding 2 to any of those numbers would result in that target, right? What I mean to say, let's say this is in my example, okay? Let's say we have 2, 11, we have 15, we have 16, we have 19, and then we have 7, okay? We can just go and select 2, okay? So 2 here. And then we're like, okay, so let's go to the next number, 11. Does 11, if we add 2 to 2, if we add 11 to 2, do we get 9? No, we don't. Same with, let's go to 15. Do we get it? No. What if we get 16? No. Then we go 18. No. Then we get 19. No. Okay, 7. 7 gets us 9. Perfect. So we found the answer. And let's just say if this 2 is here, somewhere here. Okay. So now so I gave you the solution. Now this is the problem with the solution that we have. We select 11 and then we start by adding numbers. So we add 15, we add 16, we add 17, we add 19, we add 2, we add 7. Nothing equals to 9. Okay, then we change it. Then we are like, okay, that doesn't work. So we can just change the number 15. We can go to the next number, and then we can start adding up the rest of the numbers. So we go ahead and add 16 to it. Nothing. We go and add 18 to it. Nothing. We go add 19. Does it equal to 9? No, that doesn't. You see, until we reach 2, until we select 2 here, and then we go about adding 7, we wouldn't be able to find the solution, right? So you see how this solution is too slow? Just for those two numbers, we have to add so many other numbers um, that is just essentially useless, right? Um, how can we avoid doing that? How can we how can we just optimize it? So this is definitely going to give you an answer, but this is going to be exponentially, it will take almost exponential time complexity. It will be a exponential time complexity, which is not a desirable one. And your interviewer would say that let's just optimize this solution. So what should we do? How can we optimize this solution where we achieve our target? So if you notice, okay, so Let's take another example. So let's say we have 2 here, okay? And then we have 15, and then we have 11, and then we have 7. Just I'm just moving 7 to the last, okay? And now what we can do is you can say, okay, we have 2 here, okay? We just have 2. What if I am going to subtract 2? So we're going to subtract 2, and let's see, target minus 2 will give us 7, right? So we're parsing the array. What we're doing is just essentially selecting one element and subtracting it by the target so that we get a difference. So we can safely say that this different must be here. If 2 is one of the solutions, then this 7 must be in the array. But obviously, we are standing right here at 2. We don't know if 7 is there or not. We haven't encountered it yet. Okay, so what do we do? So we can just say, okay, you could be a potential answer. I'm going to store you somewhere. I'm going to store you in a map, okay, in a hash map. Let's just call it a hash map. Okay, it's just a map with keys and values, okay? So key is the number, so 2, number 2, and value is going to be the index, okay? So what index are you on? So you're right now 2 is at 0. Okay, perfect. We have that. Now what we do, the second number, okay, 15. So what we do, we are going to just subtract it from the target, and we get what? We get minus 6. Okay, minus 6, we haven't seen it yet. We just have 2. We've seen 2, and that's it. That's the only number we have seen so far. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is say 15. We're gonna say, okay, we haven't seen minus 6 yet, but if we do, then we're just gonna be like, okay, we found your pair, and hence we have the answer. Perfect. So we're gonna just store it 15, and then we're gonna keep it with its index. Okay. Next, what we're gonna do, 9 minus, which is the next number, 11. Okay. So we find 11, it's minus 2. Okay, so did we um, find minus 2 anywhere? So we were here, we found 2, we found 15, but we don't have minus 2. Okay, you could be a potential answer. So what we're going to do is keep you here 11 with your frequency. What's your frequency? My bad, what's your index? It's 2. Right? So it's 2 here. Okay, perfect. So it's 2. We're going to save it here. All right, now comes 7. Okay, so what we're going to do, 9 minus 7. Okay, what does it equal to? 2. Perfect. 2. Have we seen 2? Okay, we go up, we look here. Oh, yes, we have. We did have 2. We did see 2 in the list. Okay, perfect. Then that means we have the answer. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just grab 2 here. Okay, 2, what was your index? It was 0. Perfect. So we got 0 from you 2, and then 7, what's your index? I'm at the last position. So it's going to be what, 3? This is a solution of this particular example. So we have 0 and 3. Perfect. So we have found a way to essentially pass the array only once, and we can get the answer. Perfect. So how are we going to code it? So we're going to code it here. Let's just have it removed. Okay. Now let's for the sake of understanding, let's keep it there. We'll remove it later. So let's first have our map set up, hash map set up. It's going to be an integer. Okay. An integer, because that will be our index. And we're gonna call it a map. And then we just say, okay, hash map. And okay, just a moment. Perfect. We have our hash map set up. Now what? Uh, we can have a for loop here. So we are going to parse the elements, and it will run just till the length of it, and then we just perfect. That's our for loop. And then what we're gonna do with each loop, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a number what we need. We're gonna calculate what we need. So let's have an integer called need, and we're gonna store it what target minus nums of that number. Okay, so now we have 7 here. Okay, so now we have 7 and we have something to look for. So we need 7. Do we see 7 in our hash map? So we are going to say, hey, so map contains key, and what is the key? Key is need. Okay, and we're gonna say, okay, if we found 2, if we see 2 anywhere in the hash map, what we're gonna do? We're just gonna return. Why? Because we have our answer, right? We have the index of essentially 7. Let's taking the last case of this one. So we have the index 7 because we are at the for loop, and then we found 2 already in the map. So what we're gonna do is just return what? An array? That's what we need to return. Yes, we're going to return an array, and we're going to have values inside. What? So we'll have first the int I, which is our current value in the for loop, and we are just going to get the index of the number we need. So how do we get it? So get and then the number we need, and that's it. We have our answer. And let's say if they don't, if it doesn't contain it, then what we're gonna do? We're just gonna add it. So we're gonna put it inside our map with what? With essentially what we're gonna do, we just this was the number, so this was the uh, nums of I, and we're going to keep it with their index, which is I, right? And that's it. So this is the answer, and we just need to declare a return statement here as well. So it's going to be int, and that's it. New int, and that's it. Perfect. So this is our solution for toSum. Here's the code. Okay, let's try to run this. Okay. Compiler error. Okay. What does it say? Return new int. Okay, what does it say? Are we missing anything here? Mhm. Perfect. And perfect, it got accepted. So yes, thank you for watching, and please do subscribe.